Learn how to use GPS for taking the locational observation, that is latitude, longitude and the height. GPS will provide you height with respect to WGS 84 datum, which is totally different with the mean sea level. Mean sea level is a datum which varies from country to country, and WGS 84 is a common datum throughout the whole world. So GPS works on the basis of a WGS 84 reference datum. Now GPS has three distinct components. So one is a receiver. So this is a receiver plate, and this receiver plate we are mounting on a tripod with the help of a screw here. So this is the screw. With the help of this screw you have to clamp this, and you have to ensure with the help of a bubble tube here that the base is leveled. So you can center it over a point, you can level it, and once you level it and center it, then this is ready. Now this receiver, it receives signals from the satellites. So it requires a power. You see the bat, it is connected with a lead here. So this is the lead to which this is connected, and this lead is then ultimately going to a battery system. So from this battery system, this is receiving the. So once this plate is activated, it receives signals from the satellites. So the second component of GPS is the satellites, which you can't see. GPS satellites are totally different than the remote sensing satellites, than the communication satellites. They are specifically designed to send signals for GPS work. Presently, Department of Defense USA has launched a constellation of 24 satellites in 6 different orbits, and they are moving around the earth so that anywhere on the globe you stand, you receive these signals. And that is why this instrument is also known as a global positioning system. That means anywhere you stand with this equipment, this will give you the position where you are standing. So you are receiving directly the signals from the satellites. From one single location you may be able to track 6 satellites, you may be able to track 4 satellites, you may be able to track 8 satellites, or 3 or 2 or 1. So minimum 3 or more satellites are required to take the correct observations. So third part of it is a device, this device, which is known as controller. So it is like our mobile phone. We control all our talk with that mobile phone. Similarly, this will control all our observations. So different knobs have different functions. So once this is also connected through a cable, and it receives the power from the battery. So once you make all these proper connections, then your instrument is ready to work. Now what you have to do is very simple exercise. You keep this plate in the open to sky, so that you can receive signals from the satellite. There is no obstruction. That means you don't have to keep this plate by the side of high-rise buildings, by the side of the forested area, under the bridge. So if you are keeping such locations in the tunnel, the signals will be obstructed, so you may not get the correct location. So it should have clear visibility to the sky. So that is the condition number 1. So once it receives the signals, you can convert these signals through the controller into the position, latitude and longitude, and the altitude of that particular place. So here now you can see at a given time, for example, at this particular position, now you can see the satellites number. So more than 3 satellites are visible to you, because these satellites are continuously moving in the orbit. So you will find that they keep on changing their locations and their numbers. After some time, some different number will be visible to you from this particular place. So this instrument actually gives you the information how many satellites you are able to track from this position. So if 3 or more satellites you are able to track, then this is a good time to take the observations. Now you can also get northing, easting and altitude of a place. Now you just see, with the simple clicking of these various functions, you can get the northing of the point, you can get the easting of the point, and you can get the elevation of the point. So northing, easting and elevations, it can directly give you by the just click of a button. So what you have to do is this. Now you get northing, easting and altitude of this particular place. So this instrument you can shift to another place. So you shift this the entire device to another place, and you will get another latitude, longitude and altitude. In surveying or in mapping related work, what we are interested in the three-dimensional coordinates. Like in surveying, we are taking several observations and computing coordinates. Here the advantage is it directly gives you coordinates. You are not taking any angular observation, you are not taking any distance measurements to compute. So you get the coordinates of this point, you shift this instrument to another place, you get the coordinates of another point. So if you have to, for example, draw a profile of this particular road, so you just move along the road with this instrument and simply record X, Y and Z coordinates. And then later on you can transfer this data to the software, to the computer, and you can draw profile, you can draw the three-dimensional terrain. So you can use this data for 3D based studies and profile. Now once you collect observations of the various points, you will also get a plot something like this. So you can see these various points. So these various points are basically those points where you have actually gone, kept the instrument and taken the observation, right? One more important thing which you should know is that we never rely on a single observation in survey. Similarly for GPS, we don't take one single measurements, we take several measurements at a particular place, take the average of that. It increases the accuracy of our observations. Alright, so this instrument is highly sophisticated equipment. If you are following the correct procedure and if you are applying later on the corrections in the observation, you can get sub-centimeter accuracy. That means your observations are less than a centimeter accurate. Highly accurate work we are using for high research work. We are using this equipment. Now sometimes it is not possible to carry such a heavy equipment to a large number of points in the field, because when we are moving in the field we have to see our instrument should be light when we are moving from one place to another place. So now you can see that we have this improved. This is lighter in weight. So now you can see that this particular equipment is lighter in weight and it has everything attached to a pole. So we have here the pole arrangement, and in the pole itself you can mount the battery and as well as you can mount your controller. The receiver plate is here. So everything is mounted on a pole. So advantage is that now you are not carrying different things in the field, you are just moving to the field with this pole. You are keeping the pole at a place and you are taking the observation. So everything is mounted here. So this is basically ease your movement in the field. So the instrument here is lighter. Now the latest technology is that this particular plate is nowadays available in the hat. Engineers, they wear hat actually in the field when they carry out the survey work. So this receiver plate is mounted in the hat itself. You wear your hat, your hands are free for taking the observation. So these are improvements over the existing technology so that you are traveling light in the field and you can take large number of observations in the minimum time. So the biggest advantage of this GPS is that it is saving lot of time to find out the coordinates in the field of the various ground points. And in surveying we need coordinates. We need planimetry coordinates XY, which is latitude and longitude here, and we need the Z coordinates which you are getting in the form of altitude. Now, if you are working for engineering projects where you don't need very high accuracy, then we have the handheld.
Yeah.
Instrument. So this is the handheld equipment. This is handheld. This instrument is handheld, and its accuracy is slightly lower than the accuracy of the two equipment which I have shown, but it gives you pretty good accuracy. Suppose you are doing alignment of a road and your road is 60 kilometer. So in 60 kilometer, if you have error of 5 meter or 10 meter in 60 kilometer distance, it really doesn't matter. It is within the acceptable limit. So this instrument is also pretty accurate, and it has everything inbuilt. Now you don't have a separate receiver, something like this. It has an inbuilt receiver like your mobile phone. It has a battery system over here. So it has a battery system, it has an inbuilt receiver, and it is a controller. So everything in one. Now this is cheaper also compared to the previous equipment I have shown, but quite useful. If your procedure is correct, if you are taking large number of observation, let us say 10 minutes observation at one single point, then you can get very good accuracy. If you are using in the DGPS mode, DGPS is a differential GPS where we are using two sets of GPS. One set of the instrument we are keeping at a known point or a known benchmark, and another instrument we are moving. So that is called DGPS. So in differential mode, when we know the coordinates of a point where the instrument is kept, benchmark, and second instrument which is called rover instrument, we are using it to move from one place to another, we can apply corrections. So our observations becomes more accurate. So DGPS is another technique where we can improve the accuracy. So but this is pretty good, and the literature says that such equipment can give you up to 10 meter of accuracy. And for many engineering projects, civil engineering projects and other projects, we don't require very high accuracy. So this instrument is useful for mapping purpose. So it also gives you the directly XYZ coordinates, which you can immediately transfer to the software and process it. Okay. In processing also there are procedures to minimize error, to remove error. So you can adjust the error, you can remove the error from your observation, and then you can use the corrected observation for plotting purpose. Okay. So this exercise is clear? Okay, you can perform the exercise.
Yes.
So what you have to do is, you have to, in the surrounding area, you have to take the observations. Okay, simply keep the instrument for some time, take X, Y and Z coordinates, and then transfer this data to PC and draw the three-dimensional terrain, draw the profile. Okay?
Yes.